He leads us all the way, playing proper football, the Sheff United way. Ale, 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 ale.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Sheff United match reaction. And this lovely, wonderful, fantastic evening, I'm going to be talking about the Blades beating Swansea away at the, wait for it, what is it? The Swansea.com stadium. Oh, it really does annoy me that these clubs don't have their original names anymore. But the stadium, sorry, but it doesn't matter. The Blades have just beaten Swansea 2-1. Quite fortuitous, some may say, but it doesn't matter. It does not matter. This season, we've won a lot of games where we've kind of grinded them out. And even with 10 men, we still let them come on to us. And I do hate that. I do hate that so much. So Chris Wilder, in the future, can you try and at least attack a little bit when the other team's got 10 men? Anyway, before we crack on into that, first and foremost, I just want to say a big shout out to Panenka Bar and Grill for sponsoring the channel. And they are our dedicated pre and post match bar, as well as any other time during the week or weekend, really. If you fancy a drink or fancy a bite to eat, Panenka or your people. Also, Parrot Peel. Of course, you already know what I'm going to say. Parrot Peel are a virtual band who create innovative musical experiences just for you. But you already knew that, didn't you? As I've just said. So thank you very much to both of them for sponsoring the channel. Now, let's kick on into the match reaction. So, first and foremost, we've got to talk about the team that he put out on Flash Score. I always do it. Not Flash Score. Fan Hub every single week. Every time the Blades have got a game, I always make sure I put my team in there, my 11, and I put it in our Sheff United Way WhatsApp group. If you'd like to be a part of that, make sure you DM me on Twitter or messages on the Facebook page. I put mine straight in there. I got one wrong, and I thought he was going to put Brereton Diaz straight in there because it feels like a Chris Wilder thing to do. But it wasn't. He did the other Chris Wilder thing to do and play a bit more defensive. And Reece Norrington-Davies went in there. So we started with the back, well, three of the back four that we all expected. Gilchrist, Ahmedodzic, Robinson, obviously Cooper behind those, and then Reece Norrington-Davies. I am not a Reece Norrington-Davies fan, I'll be honest with you. I always support every single Blades player that puts on a shirt, but it's down to preference. I'm not a massive fan of Reece Norrington-Davies. I think at one point he had something. It needed to be nurtured a little bit. But I feel like Reece Norrington-Davies these days needs a run of fixtures and a run of good games against teams that aren't going to cause him too many problems. And really, a team like Swansea, no offense, Swansea fans, if you're watching this, a team like Swansea, he should be able to hold his own, really. And he really, really struggled in this game, but we'll get to that in a minute. He played Burrows in the midfield, which I don't think he had a great game. I thought he certainly looked better towards the sort of end of the game. Obviously took his penalty really well. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Burrows playing centre mid. I thought he did okay against Cardiff in the Cup, but nobody played well against Cardiff in the Cup. So yeah, I don't want to see him there. I don't want to see him there. I'd much rather Gus play there. And do you know what? Gus, I was expecting Gus to play, you know, on the left-hand side of midfield all game. I expected that because that's what Chris Wilder seems to be doing. He doesn't want to play him in his more preferred position, and that's centrally, obviously, whether that's attacking midfield or a little bit further behind. He seems to like to play him out on that left-hand side. But you know, he brought him, well, when McCallum came on, he put Harmer a bit more deeper, and that's what we wanted to see, get McCallum a little bit more up the pitch. McCallum played really well when he came on in my opinion. But yeah, O'Hare, Brooks, and Brewster started up top and obviously got his goal, and everybody is buzzing about that. That's just what we need to see from Brewster. We need to see more goals. We need to see him creating more opportunities for himself. I think at the weekend, obviously I didn't do the match reaction, but he got a lot of shots away, but a lot of those shots got blocked. Lots and lots of blockages, shall we say. And yeah, you just want one of those to kind of just fire, get away, and get on target, because at the moment, like I say, everything seems to be blocked from Brewster. And it's nice to see him get a goal. It's nice to see him play quite well as well, and obviously played against his old club as well, Swansea, and that's really where it all happened. That's how Sheffield United ended up with Ryan Brewster, because he scored, I think it was 10 in 22, something like that, and that's obviously where we bought him. Well, we bought him because of that little purple patch that he had at the Swansea.com arena, or whatever it's called. It probably wasn't even called that back then, but yeah, that's the team. We'll go into the first half. We were shocking in this first half. We were so poor. I don't think I've seen us play this badly this season in the league. Obviously, the Cardiff game was awful, but this was really bad. And I think it was a bit of both. I thought Swansea really came at us, because obviously they suffered that 3-0 defeat at the hands of Cardiff City, their bitter rivals in the English pyramid. And we just kind of let them come on to us. And, you know, after 6 minutes, they'd scored a goal. Before that, though, first minute, Anel doesn't get the ball clear. It goes out to Ronald on the left wing, which I think he had a really good game all game. Ronald, such a... I feel like every time I hear the word Ronald, it's like Ronald McDonald, but he certainly wasn't a clown. On the left wing, he played really well. He gets past Gilchrist, or at least he gets away from Gilchrist. He lays a ball into the box, which Liam Cullen just kind of swipes at it, ends up in Cooper's gloves. Really simple save, but it just showed how easy it was to kind of pass through us. And now not getting that ball clear, it going out to the wing, and Gilchrist not really sizing him up. He just kind of stood off him and let him pass it right into the middle of the box. Liam Cullen all on his own. Not a good start from the Blades, really. In the 4th minute, Gus Harmer wins the ball off Josh Key in the box. He looks to cut this ball back, and I think we're all expecting him to cut the ball back to Callum O'Hare. And he has a pop from the most acute angle. I actually thought Gus was very wasteful today. Very wasteful. I thought he played really well, but he was very wasteful. Lots and lots of times where he could pick a better pass, or, you know, he shouldn't have shot. He should have played somebody in. And certainly at this point, 4th minute, he should have played in Callum O'Hare. It looked like a bit of a tap in all honesty, for Callum O'Hare if he got across that box. But then in the 6th minute, it was an absolute nightmare, this, because a defensive nightmare, shall we say. So Matt Grimes gets the ball. It's a free kick that Callum O'Hare gives away really cheaply through the back of the Swansea player. Grimes flicks this ball into the box from the resulting free kick. There's absolutely nobody marking. Let me have a look. Who was it? I don't know who headed the first one, but there was absolutely nobody. Oh, it was Bianchi. Oh, no, Bianchi scored. There was nobody marking the player right in the middle of the box. He heads it towards goal, and Cooper makes the save of the season, or one of the saves of the season. And unfortunately, nobody's going to remember the save of the season, or one of the saves of the season, because the resulting header after that, his defense certainly didn't help him out, did they? That's almost two practically, you know, open men just been able to head the ball at will. Gilchrist lost the first man. He kind of gave him a little tiny shove in the back, but it wasn't enough for him to lose him that much. But he heads it towards goal. Like I say, great save. And Bianchi puts the ball in the back of the net with absolutely nobody marking him. I don't know whether this is Brewster's man or whether this is Robinson's man, but one of them loses him, and he stood right in the 6-yard box, just ready to head the ball in the back of the net. It was that poor a marking that I thought, he's got to be offside. This guy's got to be offside. And obviously, we've been trained all last season to kind of be like, do you know what? VAR is going to help us out here. Or at least they're going to have a look at this. And obviously, your mind just goes into weird places. Like, of course it's not. We're in the Championship. But I always get that kind of thought that VAR is going to help us out. And then it's like, oh, no, yeah, we're in the Championship. No VAR. What am I even thinking about? But I don't remember seeing the flick that Cooper saved and where the player was. But I think somebody just lost him. I don't think he was offside in the end. It was just really, really poor marking. And it looked like there was a little bit of a scuffle in there as well. And that's why, we became a bit disorientated. Brewster, Robinson, might have been someone else in there as well. But yeah, that's 1-0 to Swansea. They deserved it. After all, it wasn't against the run of play in the slightest. I don't think we really had much going for us other than that Gus effort. And we didn't carve open that chance. Gus nicked the ball off Josh Key and had that shot from from an acute angle. Anyway, second 22nd minute. You can tell it's late. 22nd minute. Reece Davies gets down that left-hand side. Probably the only good thing he did all game. He crosses the ball into the box. He gets headed out for a corner. The resulting corner, Gus Harmer just puts it right on Jack Robinson's head. It's a little bit too high for him. Jack Robinson's not really... he's not really expected where he's miscalculated where this ball is going to end up. And he gets a little bit too much on it. I think he tries to put a bit too much pace on it, and it's a little bit too high for him. So he heads it just over the bar. He probably could have done a little bit better. I don't know whether if he didn't put as much pace on it, it might have kind of looped into the corner, or whether he just needs to put this in a more dangerous area for somebody else to attack. But doesn't matter. Ball went over the box. We all know that we eventually won, so who cares? Anyway, in the 31st minute, Pert Harris gets in behind Reece Davies. And this is a sliding doors moment, this, for the game. Because if Pert Harris goes down, Reece Davies is sent off because he was already on a booking. That's a booking. He gets sent off. They get a penalty. It could be 2-0 to Swansea. And we've got 10 men, which we're not coming back from. We're just not. So sliding doors moment, it could have been a penalty. It still possibly could have been a penalty because at the end of the day, players shouldn't have to go down to get a penalty. Referees and officials should really be looking at these things and who's dragging who back and what have you. But it was very tight. It was very tight. It might not have been a penalty, but I think, obviously, if you're a Blades fan, you're thinking that's not a pen. If you're a Swansea fan, you're thinking it's a Stonewall pen. But if he goes down, I don't think any Sheff United fan would look at that and think, do you know what? He's been harshly dealt with there, Reece Davies. He got really lucky, in my opinion. He got really, really lucky. We get away with it. And, 42nd minute. This is the moment we've all been dreading. Gus Harmer picking up his 10th booking of the season. That means he's out for the next two games, which I believe is Hull and Derby, if I'm right. I think that's Hull at home and Derby away. Not the worst two games to miss. Obviously, this could come back to bite me in the backside, but it's not the two worst games to miss. I think maybe Wilder's had a word in his ear and said, you know, if you last a few more games, you might be out for Leeds. So maybe it's worth taking one for the team. He definitely didn't get booked on purpose. He dived in because he thought he could win that ball. But let's be honest, if he's on a yellow card in this game already, he's not diving in and risking getting a red card. It's up to interpretation whether Gus picked that booking up on purpose a little bit. But at the end of the day, you do what you got to do. And like I said, I think in the next two games, we've got a possibility of winning both of them, or a good possibility of winning both of them, even without Gus. But it's going to be tough without Gus. And I think what we'll realise is how much we do miss Gus. I don't think any Sheff United fans can sit here and say, oh, we're not going to miss him for them games. Like, every time Gus Harmer doesn't play, we struggle to create stuff because you just kind of look to him to do the creating, and he is a fantastic player. I do think he does have his off games, and he does make the wrong decisions at times, but he drives us forward. If he's got the ball, it means that, you know, something is bound to happen. It's bound to happen. So yeah, it's a bit gutting that he got his 10th booking. But in that first half, that was the last thing we were really caring about, because we were 1-0 down. We were quite comfortably the second best team in this game. And let's have a little look at the stats from the first half. We had 37% possession, 0.37 expected goals. They had 1.47 and 63% ball possession. 8 attempts, 5 on target to our 0 on target. We had 5 off, they had 2 off. So yeah, we didn't create anywhere near enough in that first half. It was appalling. It was a really, really bad first half. And luckily enough, Chris Wilder saw that and thought, do you know what? Let's launch on. I think it was 3 players at halftime. Femi Sariki, Sam McCallum, and Tyrese Campbell all came on at halftime for Gilchrist, Norrington Davis, and Andre Brooks. Yeah, of course. Do you know what? I was out of the room at the time when those 3 came on. I didn't realize that Andre Brooks had gone off, but that possibly tells you more about the fact that Andre Brooks didn't really do much in that first half. But I'll tell you what, all 3 of those players just caused Swansea havoc. They really did, especially the boy, Femi Sariki. What a talent he is. Now, I remember seeing him, and I've told this story on the channel a few times, but I can't remember who it was against. It was a few seasons ago. I think it was 3 seasons ago under Heke. Heke threw him in, and he played it right back. And I was like, this kid isn't very good. And I was like, there's no way Femi Sariki is going to make it at Sheffield United. Wow, has he proved me wrong? Wow, what a player. He is rapid. He is strong. He's fearless. He just goes at them, and no one's got an answer to it. Do you know what? I'd love to see him running at some of the best left backs in the world, and I think they would have, well, they would struggle to defend against him. What a talent he is going forward, and he's not a bad defender either. Obviously, we've not seen a lot from him defensively in this game because it was all attacking. But in the 47th minute, Ryan Brewster scores a goal. Like, what? He scored 2 goals this season, I believe, both away from home, unless he's scored a cheeky one that I don't remember. But yeah, it's all made from your boy Femi Sariki. It's a great run down that wing from Sariki. His cross is sort of deflected away right perfectly into the path of Brewster to volley this. And he connects well enough. It's not quite in the corner, but the goalkeeper, the sheer pace of it, and the goalkeeper kind of coming across his goal, just can't keep it out, and he kind of palms it into his goal. It possibly could have done better. Brewster definitely could have done better, but it goes in the back of the net, and who cares? Who cares if Brewster could have done better? Brewster's hit better shots that have not gone in, so who cares? Like, it went in the back of the net, it got us going, it got Brewster going as well. He was giving it all that to the Blades faithful, who, another well done to the Blades fans that have travelled all the way to Swansea on a Tuesday night. Always seems to be midweek, and obviously an evening kickoff, a night game when we play Swansea. We've beaten them a few times away from home. We seem to do well away at Swansea, but yeah, it's just yeah, it had to be Brewster, didn't it? Had to be Brewster scoring against his old club. And yeah, literally 2 minutes later, 4 minutes of madness, Harry Darling gets sent off for a lunge on Brewster. And I feel a little bit sorry for Harry Darling here, because Harry Darling, what a name. What a name. The ball's there to be won, and he goes to throw a boot at it, as in to clear the ball. And that's how defenders clear a ball. He's not lunged in there as in to really hurt Ryan Brewster. He's lunged in to boot the ball clear. It's a clearance. And Rhian Brewster's just got there in time, flicked the ball away, and it looks horrendous. It really does. So I do feel sorry for Harry Darling for getting sent off. But at the same time, it just was a sending off. I don't think he caught him flush, which if he'd have caught him flush, he could have really caused him some problems. So that's good. But yeah, Brewster nipped in, and it did look like a wild swipe. And I can see why the referee sent him off. But at the same time, I do feel sorry for him. I really, really do. But did I at the time? Absolutely not. I was celebrating that they'd gone down to 10 men. It doesn't always work out for a team when the other team goes down to 10 men, because quite often teams kind of sit in and it's hard to break them down. But not really Swansea. So fair play to them, but maybe they should have sat in a little bit more and tried to frustrate us. They did not, and we're very happy that they did not, in all honesty. So that's us 1-1, them down to 10 men in the 53rd minute. Sarika is still on it. He beats his man again, lays it across the box, and this is where we're thinking this is 2-1. It's absolutely nailed on. Both Brewster and McCallum are both coming together. McCallum cuts across it. He could have a swipe with his right foot. He clearly doesn't feel confident enough to swipe this with his right foot. So he comes across it and tries to side foot it in, and he just clears the crossbar. Now, I can see how he's done this. Having played football, I can see how he's done this. But a professional footballer should not be clearing the crossbar with a side foot from that close to the goal. Like, you've got to finish that off, McCallum. And if this would have finished 1-1, we'd have been ruining that chance. That was a massive, massive chance. But then in the 66th minute, Gus Harmer gets the ball in a deep position, plays a really nice long ball over the top. It's not a long ball. It's a searching pass that the defender, I'm not sure who it was, just got caught underneath it, didn't know where it was. He's twisting, he's turning. As a defender, if that ball's coming over the top, do not turn your back on it, because then you've got no chance. You have got no idea where that ball is. And Tyrese Campbell gets onto it, and then he just lunged at Tyrese Campbell. At first, I thought Tyrese Campbell, he just hits him on the back. He just catches him on the back, and Campbell goes down. And I'm like, that has never been a penalty, but I'm glad he's given it. And then you saw it again, and you could see that big leg coming across and just taking him out. Like it was a penalty all day long, and twice on Sundays. Yeah, it's a bad challenge. It's a silly challenge from the Swansea defender. And Tyrese Campbell said, "Thank you very much for that lunge. I will see you with a fall to the ground." And that's what you're going to do in this day and age. And Harrison Burrows obviously just scored a penalty against Norwich. They always come in twos, these, don't they? Or threes. They come in twos, though. And I had a feeling that Harrison Burrows was going to score again tonight, because he got 2 at the weekend. And sometimes you just go on a little bit of a run. You've got that confidence to go and score another. And luckily, that confidence came from the spot. And it's a lovely penalty. The keeper could have saved it if he'd gone the other way, but he clearly sent him the wrong way. It's a lovely taken penalty. Side foots it into his left, the keeper's right, and the keeper does not get it right. He gets it wrong, and he goes the wrong way. So that's the Blades 2-1-0. And that's how it finished. But 70th minute, let's talk about the big dog, Ben Brereton Diaz, coming on as a substitute for Rhian Brewster. And it was so good to see Big Ben back in a Blade shirt. I'd much rather see him with long hair. I don't know about you guys, but it doesn't matter. What a player. I love the guy. He was running everywhere. Clearly, he's not played a lot of football for a while, so that's why Wilder didn't start him. He may get a start in the next game, who knows, but he's still probably quite a way off being match fit. So I don't know whether Wilder will risk him for the next game. Nice to see him come on. He certainly was causing them problems up front with Tyrese Campbell. I actually expected him to score. I really did. And there was one chance where the ball gets played through to Tyrese Campbell. He can't quite take it with him. He turns back onto his right foot. His side-footed shot with his right was quite easy for the keeper to save, but it lands straight to Brereton Diaz to just smash in the back of the net. He doesn't quite get the connection that he wanted, and it doesn't end up in the back of the net. But it's fine. we won 2-1 in the end. It ended up being a little bit of squeaky bum time. Not that they looked like they were going to score, but they got the ball out wide a lot. They were crossing the ball a lot, and I don't like it. I don't like it at home. I don't like it away. I don't like it when they're crossing balls into our box constantly. I want to see us with his foot on the ball, because there's absolutely no way, if we're 1-1, we're not fighting for our lives here. They've got 10 men. We should have our foot on the ball, passing it around. Like, we shouldn't be booting the ball clear constantly. So, yes, we've won the game. We certainly didn't win it in great style, but who cares? Who cares? We are back to the top of the league, and that's what you love to see. Now, let's get into some comments, ladies and gents. If you haven't left a comment already, make sure you do right now. Reece Davis needs a pre-season. Yeah, it's a long way since then, isn't it? And I don't think he can get a pre-season anywhere unless he goes out on loan, but I very, very much doubt that will happen. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Reece Davis. Could Sousa be back for the whole game? I expect him. I expect he will be. Neither him or Raksaki were on the bench tonight, so I expect them both to be on the bench at the weekend. Obviously, I'm not sure myself. I'm not Chris Wilder. I don't work at the club. I don't know how close they are. But from what Wilder's been saying, murmurings from the club as well, it sounds like they could be ready for the weekend. But again, you don't want to rush them into it, really, do you? So I think the players are capable enough to get a result without having to rush these sorts of players back. But at the end of the day, if you've got Sousa on the bench, and if you've got Raksaki on the bench, you don't have to use them, do you? Different team in the second half. Great win. Ground out with a depleted side. We've had a depleted side for a long time, Paul, haven't we? So, yeah, we're just having to keep, grinding these results out. But we're getting them. We're getting them. That's the main thing. And might have been a little bit lucky with the red. Might have been a bit lucky with, getting not conceding 2 or 3 goals in the first half, because that easily could have been. Joe, I knew before the start that Reece Davis would be a weak point. Why didn't Chris Wilder know that? Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. 3 points, but what an ugly win. Didn't look like they had 10 men playing. Did we sit back or just forget how to pass the ball forwards? Too much long ball, lost all the advantage. I agree, but to be honest, I think Chris Wilder told the players to play those long balls tonight, because we played a lot of them. We don't normally play that many long balls, and I think that's to kind of counteract Swansea's passing game, because they certainly get quite a few men forward, and then just that long ball just causes chaos. And I think that happened a few times, and obviously we got the penalty from a long ball, a long searching ball. So yeah, it is frustrating when you've got a man more and you are knocking the ball long. Like, just keep hold of it. I get what you're saying. It's really frustrating. O'Hare gave away a stupid free kick, which led to their goal. Yeah, I did mention that earlier on. Leave Reece Davis in Swansea. Fair play, Kyle. What a bad first half. Yeah, the first half was horrendous, but nobody's going to remember that at the end of the season when we are winning the championship. Please don't clip that. Wilder got the starting 11 tragically wrong tonight. Hate to say it, but Reece Davis shouldn't be anywhere near this starting lineup. I'll be honest though, Chris. Yeah, you are right. But I'll be honest. I think that seeing Sirike, seeing McCallum with all his energy, and seeing Tyrese Campbell coming on, that just lifted everyone. It lifted the crowd. It lifted us at home. It lifted the players. I think it lifted everyone. The fact that you're bringing on 3 players that are going to make a difference, because we've had a lot of benches recently that you look at it and you're like, what am I going to do with this? It's a load of kids and sometimes 2 goalkeepers. So it's nice to see players come off the bench and actually make a difference. Great result, dreadful performance. Reece Davis struggled, and we are desperate for new players and injured players to return. Buzzing for Brewster as well. Yeah, hopefully we can get Vinny back, as we just mentioned, and Jezza and Raksaki. That bench will look tidy once they're back on it as well. Ola, a win. We are top of the league. A new win on Friday also. Burnley and Leeds play each other on Monday. Could be a fantastic week for the Blades. Oh, you love to see it, don't you? We just need to try and get some sort of gap. Do you know, like the last time we got promoted, where us and Burnley got that big gap between, like, kind of us two and Middlesbrough? I think the closest they got was maybe 5 points on that weekend where we then, I think we won and they drew, and then they never got near us again. But we need some sort of buffer between us and third or fourth place, I would say, because I think Burnley are going to take us and Leeds all the way. I expect it to be a 3-horse race for the rest of the season, if I'm being honest, unless we drop away, because I can't see Leeds dropping away and I can't see Burnley dropping away. The only way that we're going to drop away, though, in my opinion, is if we have a load more injuries. But we're going to be bringing in more players. So it's exciting. We're going to have a new, we're probably, let's hope, tomorrow or you know, the day after, who cares, when he comes in, just get him in, have a new striker who's already scored a shed ton of goals this season, and he is in fine form and confidence. That's Tom Cannon, obviously. Fantastic second half, Tom says. So pleased for Brewster. Yeah, me too. I think we all are, aren't we? Everyone wants him to do well. This is the first game I've missed all season. Gutted is an understatement. Do you know what, Chris? You didn't miss a lot. Watch the highlights. You're good, because that first half was dreadful. Hard watch first half, better second half. See, John even says it's just better in the second half. It wasn't great. It was just better. Tale of two halves, good win. Absolutely right, Gavin. But I think it was kind of that first 5 minutes where we came out all guns blazing, gave the ball to Sariki and just say, run at him. I think that just kind of, Sariki's almost like being too good when he comes on as a sub, because it makes you want to bring him on as a sub all the time, because it just gives you that little extra bit of energy when other players are flagging a little bit. Defenders are flagging, give him the ball on the right side and let him run at him. Like, he deserves to start. Like, there's no reason why he shouldn't start, but I just love him coming off the bench and just terrorizing them. What a great player. Gus should have started in centre mid and Burrows at left wing. I agree, Chris. Missing here, Harmer for 2 games will be tough, but there's still 2 games that we should see 6 points from. Let's hope so. Yes, Nick from Brisbane. Nice one, Thomas. Nice to see you. To see you, nice. 120 people watching, guys. There's even more than that now. There's over 200 people watching now. Can we show some love? Go the smash the like button. Thank you very much, Chris. Really appreciate that. I should be paying you, really, shouldn't I? Not a bad game at Sandygate. Hallam versus Sheffield FC, 2-1 to Hallam. I do love watching Hallam play, and I am glad they won. I do like Hallam, and one of my mates is the Hallam manager, which is crazy. Craig Denton. So shout out Craig Denton. Nice one. Well done for tonight, even though he is a Wednesday fan. First half, not great, but Swansea well set up and did play well. Yeah, they did. I thought Swansea were okay at Bramall Lane as well, in all honesty. We won the game with a crazy own goal. We make so many wrong decisions. How does a 10-man team give us the runaround? You're absolutely right, Phil. You're right, and I hate to admit it, but you are right. A lot better second half. Big Femi made an instant impact. Nice to see a bit of steel when it's needed. All we need is Femi Sarike. Love it. On my way back from Swansea, legend. Well done, Jamie. You are doing God's work. Well done, buddy. Someone been shopping with Lord Ali. Okay, don't know what that means, but we'll move on. On my way back from Swansea, got a can of Stella in my hand. Good man. Stella's not my lager of choice, but if it's a beer, and if it's the only beer, I am taking it. Don't worry about that one. What a disaster first half, but get in. What a disaster first half, but getting back on top. Congratulations with the baby. Thank you very much, Andrew. Thank you for that. Yeah, I have had a baby recently, and I've moved house recently, so it's been very stressful. But thank you very much for that. Have a good journey, Jamie. 2 right. I second that. Did the ref have a new pen and whistle that he wanted to use today? He gave a lot of bookings that possibly shouldn't have been bookings. I think as soon as he gave the red card, he just gave everything to them, which I've seen happen before. Reece Davis should have been off and a pen given. Yep, completely agree. On the way back from Swansea, you've been on Fandan's watch along all night. Fair enough. I don't know who Fandan is. How's the new edition, Nick? Still all good? Ours is teething. Yes, all good. Not quite teething yet, but no, she's great. She's absolutely fantastic. The little boy is great as well. He absolutely adores her. Agree regarding the penalty that Swansea didn't get. Hull at home, we should scrape 3 points without Gus. And by Derby, we'll have new additions in. That's true. Oh, it's an exciting time to be a Blade, isn't it? New contract for Brewster. And then, maybe it's Leon Clark. Maybe he's trying really hard. And then when he gets that contract, he's like, I can get injured again now. There were swings and roundabouts with the tackling. Let's hope we have Souza back. We're going to miss Harmer. We really, really are. Massive improvement. Sariki did. He'd go on loan to Rotherham if Murray. Yeah, and I don't think Rotherham thought he was great either, to be perfectly honest. So he's clearly improved massively. Gus took it to their team. Never a red on Darling. I do think it was a red, if I'm being honest, but I do think it was really unlucky at the same time. The last time I went to Swansea, didn't Brewster set up Reedy Cadger last minute goal? He did. He did really well. Knocked Carl Norton out of the way and set him up beautifully. Brewster soon trotting around. McCallum has hesitated because of potential presence of Brewster. Might have left it to Brewster. Yeah, if he'd have left it to... Look at us talking about Brewster. Like, leave it to Brewster. Brewster will finish it. Don't worry. We was poor, but we improved. Romeo, 2 right. Nice name. Has Burrows now got more goals than Ender did the whole time? Nah. Ender scored a few goals. Maybe. Ender had a shot on him, and he had a little bit of a purple patch with goals in the promotion season, if I'm right. But he might have. You might be right, Chris. Campbell and BBD, I think that meant to be. That's going to be some strike force when it clicks. Garner and Dean. Oof. But Tom Cannon as well. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Are you going to play Tyrese Campbell off the right? No, you can't do it. You can't have 3 strikers on a pitch, Nick. Don't be silly. As a Blade, or can we? As a Blade living, or can we? 3 strikers? Nah. As a Blade... As a Blade living in Hull, stuff Hull on Friday night. Yes, Alan. Yes, my old boss supports Hull as well, and need to get them stuffed. I think we definitely got lucky tonight. Don't want to get on the bandwagon, but Reece Davies just shouldn't be in the team. Swansea dominating the first half. One good thing, the result. I don't think he'll play much for the rest of the season. Maybe coming on as a sub to shore things up, but. Yeah, we've got 2 really, really competent left backs in Burrows and McCallum. I can't see Norrington Davis getting too many more games. Thoughts on Sariki's last 2 performances? Maybe he should start. Yeah, he possibly should. Agree, Paul. My mate said it's been so long since we had game changers to utilise off the bench. I know. It's good to see, isn't it? It really is. It's going to be another season where we don't really play great, but get the job done. I know. I can't remember the last time I've seen us just week after week blow teams away. That just doesn't happen. It'd be nice to see it all come together and we start winning games 3 and 4-0, but it doesn't matter, does it? As long as we're winning the games. John Joe Kenny apparently won't sign until he's played for Hertha to say a proper goodbye. That's odd. That's really odd. Because what if he gets injured? Unless they bring him on for like a minute to give him a clap. That's odd. Why would he not want to be here as soon as possible and be helping us get promotion to the Premier League? If that is true, I know Chris has got his ways, so I do believe everything Chris says. Excellent, Tom. See Bruce to score. Yeah. Wilder's changes really helped. Not too impressed overall, but winning by whatever me. Everybody's saying the same. Yeah, fantastic promotion behaviour. Femi, who'd have thought that when he was on loan at Rotherham last season? Yeah. Buzzing for Brewster, fully deserved after the last few performances. I think he's done okay recently. I really do think Brewster's done okay recently. And obviously, he's going to need to carry on playing like that because he's got new strikers coming in, breathing down his neck. Burrows has way now. He's got 7. Burrows has got 7. Nah, he can't have. Can he? Nah, he can't have. Can he? I'm going to stop doing that. I apologise. It's late. I'm tired. I am proud to be a Blade. Thank you, Romeo. So am I. With all these signings, we may need to consider only one keeper on the bench. Yes, Mark. I love that bit of banter at 10:30 at night. It's better than it being, an 8 o'clock kickoff, and then you've got, we're finishing the stream 15 minutes later. That's not what you want to see. But anyway, yeah, make sure you like this video. Chris has said it a few times. Make sure you like it before you leave. We've only got a couple more comments left, and then I'll leave you for the evening to have a lovely old sleep and dream about Rhian Brewster scoring more goals. Contract for Rhian. Surely we can't let a £23 million investment go for free. He'll develop if he stays fit and play. I've always thought something similar, to be honest, Fran. Even when he wasn't playing well, I was thinking, you can't let him go for free. Just put him on, 4 times less what he was on before, something that he actually deserves, and see if he comes good. Bristol, tonight's goal, 2 versus Norwich, then 2 more. All right, okay, fair enough. I don't know how Campbell, Cannon and Brewster will all get their time. That is a slight worry. There's a lot of strikers there. I think when we were in for Cannon, we practically had no one. Moore was, obviously, he's got his hernia operation coming up. Campbell was injured. He was still injured when we were starting to think about Cannon. One was playing, wasn't he? One was playing on his own. So I can see why they wanted to bring Cannon in, but if they're all fit, yeah, how do you fit them all in? I'm not sure. Thanks for the stream, Nick. All amazing as always. I'm not sure about that. I am a bit tired. I apologize. I've messed up a few little bits tonight, but we move. I'm sure you'll let me off. Brewster will go out on the right and he'll be third choice striker, maybe. Well, there you go. That's what Chris is thinking. And that easily could be what happens. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate you joining me tonight. Obviously, we've won another game of football away from home as well. I always say it. If you winning games away from home, that's when you're like, this is a promotion team. It really is. So, yeah, anyway, that's me done for this evening. Thank you very much for listening if you're on podcast and watching if you're on the YouTube video. Like I keep saying, it's very, very late. If you're catching this in the morning, thank you very much. Remember, I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. I'm going to be back on Friday for the Hull match reaction. Hopefully, I'm talking about another win. I might even be back a little bit earlier than that, maybe tomorrow night, maybe Thursday night, when we actually sign a player, when we sign Tom Cannon, finally. So let's see when that comes in. Maybe I can sort it out, so I'm doing a live stream for that. So watch out on socials. Make sure you don't miss that one. Again, thank you very much for watching. And remember, win, lose, or draw, we'll still come back for more. See you soon, Blades.
Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole.